If you had the chance to go back to high school, what would you do differently? Jack, a 27-year-old NET, had already retaken exams twice just to get into grad school. Even though he managed to land a job before graduation, he quit within 3 months. He just couldn't stand watching his coworker get bullied. But in Japan, short stints on a resume can ruin your entire career. And when his parents cut off his allowance, Jack's world turned pitch black. That's when a mysterious man appeared. He knew everything about Jack's situation. He introduced himself as David from the Real Life Institute. David offered Jack a 1-year experiment, all expenses covered, and a guaranteed job afterward. Jack was tempted. David handed him a strange little pill. The next morning, Jack stared into the mirror. The face staring back was younger, his, but not his. He suddenly remembered last night. Too late to regret it now. David showed up at Jack's door, shaking his head. "You actually swallowed it drunk." From now on, Jack had to live as a high school student. Sure, they'd cover the costs, but pretending to be a teenager again, that felt ridiculous. David, reading his doubts, simply said, "This is your chance to start over." Jack agreed. Soon, he was sitting in a classroom full of teenagers. On the outside he looked their age, but inside, he was still a 27-year-old man. The shame and awkwardness hit him hard. He tried to hide in the back row, until a girl told him he was in the wrong seat. His real desk was up front, marked on the board. Reluctantly, he sat down, and then he heard a familiar voice. David had enrolled too. During introductions, Jack realized something strange. David claimed he'd attended this school last year. Jack's mind was spinning. Then it was the girl's turn to introduce herself. Her name was Alice, top of the entire grade. Looking around at these kids, Jack's anxiety grew. And on day one, an exam. He thought his grad school degree would make this easy, but he couldn't even remember what to pack in his school bag. The teacher walked over and checked. No cheat sheets, luckily, but there were cigarettes. At first, Jack didn't care, until he saw the horrified faces of his classmates. The teacher told him to come to the office after the test. When it was over, Jack felt crushed. Everything he thought he knew seemed to be slipping away. He wanted nothing more than a stiff drink, but the homeroom teacher caught him. After a stern lecture, Jack learned something shocking. The teacher was only 25, and Jack was already 27. The gap hit him hard. Finally, the teacher told him to write an apology essay. Head down, Jack left the school gate only to run into David. Jack had countless questions, but David calmly said his only job was to watch and record Jack's year. The real purpose of this program was simple: to help lost adults finally stand on their own. So tell me, if you could go back to high school, would you take the chance?